Hello everybody and welcome to a new update video for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The May developer livestream just wrapped up and we have a lot to get through in a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and dive on in. First off, starting with career mode, heavy and super heavy cargo missions are confident for a Sim Update 3 release. We're going to be finally getting it here in the next probably month or so, we'll see. They didn't give any definitive release window or anything for Sim Update 3, but great hearing them talk about new mission types in career mode. Any Builds is getting closer to bringing their aircraft to career, so the A400, the Airbus airliners, that's going to be a great collection of aircraft to get into career mode. C-17 and other teams are also working on getting their aircraft with career support. Next up, renting has arrived, only for a few aircraft in Sim Update 3's beta, just to kind of test things on out, but you can see the menus here. 1 day is $2.99, 3 days for $4.99, or 7 for $6.99. Those prices will depend on whatever the third-party developer chooses, so there'll be some fluctuation on that. But what's really cool is if you do end up enjoying the plane, whatever you paid for in a 7-day window after you rented the aircraft, that price will lower itself. So if you spent $4 on a $20 plane, it'll only be $16 for the remainder of it, rather than renting it and then still having to pay the full price. They also talked about gifting, still some bugs to work out there, so they're still working on it, but they do want to implement that at some point. So pretty cool to see renting in here. Again, I'm hoping a lot of third-party developers do support it. I still think if the developers aren't very confident in their plane, they're probably not going to utilize the rental feature. I'm talking about M Scenery or whatever their name is. They're probably not going to rent out their planes. Next up is Make Good Aircraft 3. That's right, we are getting the Piper PA-28 Dakota for free. It's releasing on June 27th, so not too far of a wait. It's releasing alongside City Update 11, which is going to be focusing on the northeast of the US. So, my goodness, I was excited when they announced they signed the contract. But yep, getting the Dakota for free from Piper. That's crazy seeing that officially in the sim. Can't wait for June 27th. That's going to be awesome. Announced a couple months ago, the Embraer 600 Praetor is the Expert Series number 2, and this thing is absolutely crazy. They're wanting to set a new standard for the Expert Series. It's going to have full interactability, and at the end of these pictures, they dive into some of the instrument features and the new custom EFB that they're making for this aircraft, but tons of great details. And while we funnel through these pictures, I'll dive through some other stuff that they talked about. For those of you who fly in free flight, there's going to be a toggle to disable back on track. Updates to the 747s, all those weird lights floating and terrible livery LODs and stuff, that is planned for Sim Update 3 for some fixes on that. And ATC still isn't done getting more improvements during the Sim Update 3 beta. We're not seeing everything there, and they have more planned, of course, for Sim Update 4. For those of you wanting an AI Copilot, you'll be happy to know that they are working on a new version of it. No timeline for a release just yet, but AI Copilot is in the works, which is nice to see. Regarding more about career here, lots of talking about what they want to add to career and lots of ambition to add more to the mode. The amount of people playing the mode has exceeded their internal expectations, which is really great to see. I mean, that's kind of what we've been hoping for, is to see continued evolvement over that mode, so we're definitely going to be getting that. Those of you waiting for bush trips, you'll be happy to know that they might possibly return in Sim Update 4, but it's looking more likely for Sim Update 5. They did talk a little bit about third-party aircraft support in career mode, which Asobo is also wanting this to happen. They've created a bunch of new tools and documentation to get planes career supported, so it should be a lot simpler for developers to get that support in there. And I'll have some pictures of that too in the background while we're talking about that. But yeah, I'm really hoping we'll start seeing that for sure. Definitely looking forward to adding to our catalog of career usable aircraft. Moving on to some other questions that were going on with the marketplace. Releases are going to be getting more streamlined to get releases out faster. They're going to drop Asobo testing out all the marketplace items. It's going to be up to the developers to make sure their planes work. So if they don't, it's on them. They didn't do enough testing. So there'll be a lot more releases happening, probably more close to other releases. Because if you've been watching third-party planes, some of them release a couple weeks or a month earlier and then finally arrive to the marketplace in Sim. So we should start seeing some more parity between the two. Marketplace UI improvements are on the way. And for those of you still flying on 2020, you can expect a world data alignment, which means that Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is going to be using the same world data as 2024. So what you're seeing here is what 2020 looks like currently. When the world data alignment happens in SU16, you can see the improvements that are happening there. So pretty cool. So if you're still on 2020, you get a little bit of a boost on the satellite imagery. What you're not getting, though, are 3D trees, seasons in snow, ground details, crop fields, cliff mapping, and photometric rendering. All right, folks, hopefully that wasn't too fast or too slow. I just kind of want to give a nice, cohesive clump of information to you regarding what we learned at the developer stream today. A lot of great stuff. I'm so excited for the free Piper next month, City Update 11. We have some great improvements to look forward to in Sim Update 3, and already getting a few things looking at in Sim Update 4. So be sure to let me know what you guys think of everything that we talked about today, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.